Hello friends, I am Shashank and today we are going to learn some tricks to solve questions based on truth tellers and liars. Some people also call it as knights and knaves. Knights for truth teller, those who always speak the truth, and knave for liar, who always speaks lie. Or it is also called as binary logic. Whatever be the name, important thing is to learn and apply those tricks to various types of questions from the topic. Okay, basically these problems contain a set of statements of which some are true and some are false. Using the information given, we have to figure out which statements are true and which are false. Let's take a very basic example to start with. There are two boys named Sandeep and Raj, but we don't know which is which. The boy in red says I am Sandeep and the boy in green says I am Raj. Now it is given that at least one of them lied, which means either one of them is lying or both of them are lying. And we have to find the color of the shirt which Sandeep is wearing. The approach for solving these questions is to take all the different cases possible and check which case is possible according to the given information. For example, in this question, 4 cases are possible. That is, both of them spoke the truth, boy in red spoke the truth, and the one in green lied, or the other way around, and both of them lied. But the technique that we have to learn is to minimize the number of cases and get the correct answer, because in exam every second counts. In this question, we will try to get the answer by taking a single case. Since we know that at least one of the boys lied, we need not to consider the first case in which both of them were telling the truth. Now consider the case where the boy wearing red shirt lied. It means his name is not Sandeep, which implies that he is Raj, and which further implies that the other person cannot be Raj, because the names of both the boys cannot be Raj. This means that the boy in green also lied, which in turn means that the name of the boy wearing green shirt is Sandeep, and Sandeep is wearing green shirt. But it's always a good idea to cross-check our answer. Consider case 2 where boy in green lied. It means he is Sandeep, and now it is definite that Sandeep is wearing the green shirt. Like this, we have to try and minimize the number of cases for each questions that we come across. Let's take another example to understand it a little better. Now, in this question, it is given that exactly one of these statements is false. Taking the first case, assume statement A to be false. A, which says statement D is true, is false. What does that mean? That means statement D is not true. It is false. So we started with A is false and now we got D is false. This contradicts the question statement which says exactly one statement is false. So our assumption that A is false is wrong, right? A has to be true. Now consider case 2. Statement B is false. B states that A is false. So its negation would mean that A is true. Okay. Now if A is a true statement, then it implies that D is also a true statement, which in turn implies that statement C is also true. And this verifies our assumption that statement B is false. So the statement which is wrong is statement B. For the sake of convenience, I want you to consider the other two cases as false one by one and verify the conclusion that we have arrived on. This was an example of clever casework, in which instead of considering cases with each statement being true and false, we took only 4 cases considering each statement as false one by one. Let's move on to the next question. Here, 3 people named Aarti, Bhati and Chatur are giving some statement about themselves. Each one of them is a knight, knave and a joker. A joker is a person who can either lie or tell the truth, means he can do both. Here we have to find out the knave or the liar among these three people. Aarti says, I am not the knight. Now try to understand this using common sense. If Aarti is a knight, means that she never lies. So can she say this statement? A person who never lies, how can he say that I do not speak the truth? It's simply not possible. That means Aarti is not the knight. And Aarti is saying that I am not the knight, which means that she is telling the truth. So it is clear that Aarti is also not the knave. So she must be a joker, right? Now, since we have figured out the joker, we will look for the statement which talks about the joker. Here Chatur is the person who is telling that he is not the joker. That means he is telling the truth because Aarti is the joker. So he must be the knight because a knave cannot tell the truth. So finally, if Aarti is the joker and Chatur is the knight, so the person remaining must be the knave. That is, Bhati is the knave. I think till now you must have realized that while solving questions based on this topic, we have to take assumptions and then by contradiction and elimination, we have to solve the different cases using the given information. Okay, moving to the next question. Pause the video for a moment and read the information given in the question very carefully. Okay, so here it is mentioned that there are 4 kids and each one of them have either 6, 7 or 8 chocolates. Kids with 7 chocolates always lie and those with 6 or 8 always tell the truth. The numbers mentioned in the box are the total number of chocolates told by the respective kid. So we have to tell the actual count of chocolates with all the 4 kids. Important concept here is that we don't have to take separate cases assuming each kid as the truth teller one by one. There is another constraint given in the problem. Number of chocolates for truth teller and liar and total number of chocolates are given to us. So instead of checking 4 different cases, we will focus on simple math and see if the numbers add up. Now here, the crunch of the question is that only one kid is telling the truth and rest all are lying. Now why is that so? It is because every kid is giving a different count and only one is correct, right? That means 3 kids are lying and number of chocolate with a kid who is lying is 7, which gives us a total count of 21 with the 3 kids. Now only one kid is the truth teller, which means he will either have 6 chocolates or 8 chocolates with him. So total number of chocolates with all the 4 kids must be either 27 or 29. The 4th kid is giving the count of 27. That means he must have got 6 chocolates and he is the truth teller in this case. No kid is giving the count of 29. So we can choose 27 as the answer. Let's move on to the next question. Here the question talks about 4 different people who speaks either only truth or only lie. Each person gives a statement, but we don't know who is the truth teller and who the liar is. Using the given information, we have to figure out the number of liars among them. Now in this question, instead of checking the statements one by one, we will look for the statements by Bali and Charan. The question arises why? Because their statements are contradictory in nature. This is one very important concept to learn from this question. Focus on contradictory statements first. If I assume Bali to be the truth teller, it means Bali is giving the right statement, which means Charan is the liar and he is speaking false about Bali. Same logic is applicable when you assume Charan to be the truth teller. That means exactly one of them is a liar. So we got one truth teller and one liar among the two people. Now consider Aho and Doha and assume Aho to be the truth teller. That means Aho and Doha becomes people from different tribes, which means Doha becomes a liar. Now if we look at the statement given by Doha, of the four of us, at least two people are truth teller, which should be a true statement because we assumed Aho to be the truth teller and we figured out that between Bali and Charan, one of them is the truth teller. So the statement given by Doha also becomes true, making him the third truth teller and of the same tribe as Aho. This contradicts the statement given by Aho. Also, it contradicts our assumption of taking Aho as the truth teller. This means Aho is also a liar. So we got two liars till now. Now if we look at the statement made by Aho, it says that Aho and Doha are from different tribes, which is a false statement. This makes Aho and Doha of the same tribe and Doha also becomes the liar. So in all, we got three liars, right? One among Bali and Charan, Aho and Doha. So the answer is total three liars. Now let's talk about a slightly new character. So Arti, Bhati and Chatur are back and they are giving some other statements about themselves. They are among a truth teller, a liar and an alternator. An alternator is a person who tells a truth and a lie alternately, but the order of it is not fixed. That means either he can say the first statement as true and second as lie, or first as lie and second as true. Okay, let's look at the statements and we have to figure out the alternator among the three. Arti says, I am not the liar. We will proceed with our basic method of assuming Arti to be the truth teller and then finding a contradiction. If the truth teller says that he is not the liar, it simply means that he is giving a true statement, right? On the other hand, if we consider Arti to be the liar, then also this statement comes out to be correct. A liar can definitely say that he is not the liar because he will be lying about his identity. Same goes when we assume her to be an alternator because an alternator can tell both truth as well as lie. And if you look at the statement by Chatur, he is also making the same statement as that of Arti. But using both these statements, we are not able to figure out anything about their identities. Now, we have to look for the statement given by Bhati. Bhati is saying that he is the liar. Now, we have to consider the same cases for Bhati as well. Consider him to be the truth teller. If the truth teller says that he is the liar, it contradicts with the identity of the truth teller. Same is applied for the liar. Liar, accepting the fact that he is the liar, makes him say the truth, which again contradicts with the identity of the liar. Which means that this sentence, I am the liar, can neither be said by the truth teller nor by the liar. So there is only one type left which can say this statement, that is alternator. So Bhati becomes the alternator, and even if this is the only statement given, we can safely conclude that the statement I am the liar can only be said by an alternator. Let's look at another question involving three categories of people. Pause the video for a moment, read the whole question very carefully. Okay, so in this question, it is given that three players A, B and C are playing a game and they had a fight because at least one of them cheated. When asked who cheated, each of them made two statements. It is known that they are one among a truth teller, a liar, and an alternator. Let's check the statements given by the three people. A says, I did not cheat. B cheated. B says, I did not cheat. Both A and C cheated. C says, I did not cheat. Only B did not cheat. The best way to solve these types of questions where multiple people are there and they are giving more than one statement is to consider the cases one by one and form a truth table like this. Always keep in mind, multiple people making multiple statements form a truth table. So here we have to first consider A to be the truth teller. So we will assume both his statements to be true. So we will put a T in both the columns for A. According to his first statement, he did not cheat, and we have assumed this to be true. So we will put a cross in the cheated column for A. And according to the second statement, player B cheated. So we will put a tick mark for B in the same column. Now, if player B cheated, then the first statement by player B is false. The second statement by player B says that both A and C cheated, which also becomes false because of the assumption that A is the truth teller and he did not cheat. That means B becomes the liar, which implies that C should be the alternator. Now, if we look at the statements by C, his first statement, I did not cheat, becomes true because the second statement of B is false. And his second statement, only B did not cheat, becomes false because A and C both did not cheat. This confirms that C is the alternator. Now let's make another table and assume B to be the truth teller. So both the statements by B becomes true. This means B did not cheat and it is true, right? And A as well as C cheated is also true, which makes the first statement both by A and C false. Now, if we look at the second statement by A, it says that B cheated, which becomes false because of our assumption making A the liar. And the second statement by player C talks about the fact that only B did not cheat, which follows our assumption making it the true statement. So in this case also, C becomes the alternator. Now let's consider the last case, wherein we assume player C to be the truth teller. But here both the statement made by C contradict each other because C in his first statement says that he did not cheat, and in the second statement says that only B did not cheat. Means both A and he himself cheated. This takes us to the conclusion that C can never be the truth teller. Now let's go back to the question and check for the options that are given to us. Here we are asked that which of the following statements can never be true. First option says that only A and C cheated, which is true according to our second assumption where we considered B as the truth teller. Second option is only A and C did not cheat. This means only B cheated, which is true when A was the truth teller. In the third option, it is given that C always spoke the truth. Now, if you look back to the third case, according to it, both the case made by C were contradicting with each other, implying that C cannot be the truth teller. C cannot be the truth teller. That means third statement, C always spoke the truth, is false. And that is our answer. With this, we will end the discussion on this topic. Hope the techniques that we discussed will be useful when you solve questions from this topic. Thank you.